Okay, here we are in our first part of using wireshark. Now what we're going to do today is we're going to look at the DHCP process and we're going to capture the packets in the wireshark. So first of all, let's start with wireshark program. All taking its time. Okay, so wireshark has started. What we want to do is make sure, let's get it in. It's still initializing, so we'll give it a second. Okay. Once it's initialized, I shall go in and have a look at where we should be capturing from. Okay, here we are in the filter, so let's capture options. Capture options, and what you can do is decide where you want to capture your data from. So I'm looking at Ethernet, and if I had wireless, I would probably pick on the wireless one as well, but right now I don't, so I'm going to Ethernet to an Ethernet. So I'm going to click Start, and there's the capturing started. Now, what we want to do now is I'm going to be using a command prompt to release and renew my DHCP process. Okay, so I've got command prompt up. And I'm going to put in IP config slash renew first of all, to see what happens. We'll get some data appearing behind us on there. There we go. So things are happening. Now, then what I want to do after that is me got my IP addresses there. I'm going to change. I'm going to go again and I'm going to release my IP address. So I'm going to release. Off it goes. Now you'll see down here that this address here should disappear. There we go. I will have no IP addresses. And then I'm going to do the same renew again. So get my renew back up again. So IP config renew and press enter. And what will happen is it will get a refresh of the IP address. There we go. And it's found it. So it's got the same IP address but 192.168.1.2, and it's come from my default gateway, which is my server, so my DHCP server, which you can see is running on, the server here, which is server 22A. I'll just leave it at that. Now, what we can do is, because we've got all that going, we can now stop capturing packets and put in a command just to allow us just to see. So what it is, we want to look at UDP port 68. Okay, so I'm just going to put in UDP dot port and equals 68. Okay, so go green, there we go. And if I run that, here we go. This is all of our things that were going on when we were trying to figure out where the DHCP process was going. What we can do here is have a look at each of them. Click on the first one. Yeah, so you can see it's a dynamic host configuration protocol request. The source port 68, destination port 67. Using IP Internet version 4 protocol, and what we've got source 1.2, destination 1.1. So I've requested an IP address. There's the acknowledgement then. So and that is an acknowledgement to say it's got it. Then this is me releasing the IP. This is the discover when I go to ask to get a new one. So I've done a renew. So the discover goes out and it does a broadcast to find where the DHCP server is. So you can see here what we've got is the broadcast of 255.255.255, or in hex all Fs, as you can see, so for IP version 6. So it's doing IP version 4 and 6. to try and find a DHCP server. So I've got that. Next one down is the offer, so it's coming back with the offer. Now you could break it down. Now it is. Obviously we can't read it because down there a bit encrypted, so we can't see what's going on. But the offer's there, and it's offering the IP address that I've got, and then a quick request, and then an acknowledgement, and that's it. So that's you breaking down your DHCP requests. Now, for you guys that are doing assessment, just have a look at the notes that I put up as well on my learning, and you'll see the breakdown of what's in there. You don't need to go into as much detail, but make sure you've got the screenshot here to show what you're looking at, and kind of have a look at what's down here when you click on each of them to find out what you're looking at. Okay, and then see if you can try and figure out what it is, and it should tell you what it is anyway. So dynamic host configuration protocol request, yeah, and then you'll get a lot more information as you break them up as well. So you can see that there, yeah. Go to that one, you should be able to go. So there's your request there, and you can break them down, and it tells you what they are. So DHCP message type request. So get a couple of screenshots of these just so that you know where to look and what you're looking at, yeah, which is your DHCP request and completion. I'm just going to quit without saving on this one, so that's wireshark gone. Now I would suggest for you guys that are undertaking the assessment to go in and change your IP address. So go into your network and internet settings on your Windows 10 machine. I would reckon that what you want to do is do away with so it's your second network adapter, because for the next part it's going to be easier if you've just got a static IP. So you can see here, if we go there, this is your DHCP request, so it's come up with 1.2. What we can do is go to properties, TCP version, IP version 4, and put in that IP address as a static IP, because we're going to use this, and we're going to be using a Kali Linux box just in a minute. So 168.1.2, yeah, subnet mask. We can leave it at that, and then DNS server. We don't need that. We just leave that in and go OK. So what we've done is just set a static IP on there, and that'll allow us to talk to the next. Which I'm going to on the next stage. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start up a Kali box. Okay, here's my Kali box starting up again. You just give it a second or two. my mistake. It was ping 192.168.1.2. I was pinging 1.1. Okay, so now as you can see, I'm getting replies there. So that shows that the communication is happening, and that's what we want. So I'm just going to close that. Okay, so let's close that one and close the terminal. Right, okay. Going to go to my Windows 10 machine, and I'm going to ping 101. Hopefully we'll get both ways. There we go. So 101. So that shows us that that's working. So here we are now. Because we know we've got communication, that's important. What we want to do now is make sure that we can use SSH. So what we're going to use is use a program called Putty. Now you can either type it in, mine is here, and Putty comes up. Now you can download Putty quite easily, go find it. But I'm going to 192.168.1.101. Okay, and 22. So I'm going to start wireshark again, because we're going to be getting a new capture going. So let wireshark initialize. Okay, so we're on, and hopefully it's still initializing. Double check. Yep. Okay. Start. And let's let it start so we can see something happening. Okay, it should. So have a try in the putty, and so there we go. Started putty, and it comes up as login as, so you can see straight away that things are coming up here. So we're talking 192.168.1.2, which is us, and we're going to 101, which is the other machine. So we're going to log in as our new user, so SSH client. I can spell it. Okay, so SSH client, and we'll put in the password that you create for it. So what password you create, and we're in now. So you can see here what I get is a very minimal installation of Kali Linux there that we can have a look at. But that's what this is us. We've got enough information now to go have a look at the SSH packets. So what we're going to do is we'll close the putty, pause, and we're going to put in SSH. Right, okay, so and then run it, and it'll just come up with everything to do with SSH. So there's all the SSH stuff that's been going on. So version 2. So what we've got here, you can have a look and see. Yeah, server to client, and there we go, client to server. So the protocols there. Now we can break it down even further by looking at the frames. What else? So I can tell you it's a TCP frame. And again, breaking it down, IP version 4. Yes, telling you where it's come from, where it's gone to. So it's got validation disabled there. Telling you what ports we're using. Yeah, and checksums and TCP payload, there we go. And the SSH protocol. Yeah, it will come up, and it's going to be all encrypted. So this is down, what we will get interested down here, because this is the encryption. We'll open up this one. Yeah, so you can get down here. What we want to do is start trying to find out what the encryption was. So need to break it down a little bit. Yeah, so there we go. There's our encryption version here. So SSH version 2 encryption AES 256 256-bit. Yeah, and using SHA-2 256-bit compression as well. So there you go. So you've got a couple of different encryption methods going on in here, and then it's going to just break it down. So when you're looking at packet length encrypted is there, and then you can see encrypted packets in here. So you click on that and it'll give you an idea what the encrypted packet is. But the thing is, you won't be able to read it because it's all obviously encrypted. But that shows you that we've got that going. Okay. So That is SSH.